Hey, boss man.
Y'all got a section?
Yo.
It's down here. That is.
No, but we with Angel though.
With the sections, they gotta go. Everybody gotta go there. They gotta verify who y'all are.
So what the section's at?
And I get the guys who bring y'all in.
Nah, I'm not. Well, we in the W and shit, so we just got done at the All-Star game. So like, I'm sorry, we don't need. I ain't even trying to be funny, but we should not be waiting in no line. Oh God.
Do not block the hotel.
Oh yeah, a flick if I could get in it, but if not, I'm finna go. We don't play like that.
James.
We done came too deep to be around here talking about waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we on stream for sure. We always on stream, y'all know that.
So otherwise, we'll just get our own. We don't even play like that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even play them type of games.
Yeah, come on, twin. I'm right here. I'm not going nowhere without you.
I know, but what I'm...
He letting us all in. We all good. So
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to make sure everybody get in before we just be like, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
According to the mainstream media, the WNBA is filled with celebrities, big names, household names, the kind of people who don't want to wait in line at clubs. When a real celebrity shows up at a nightclub, they get ushered right in because the club wants them to promote it on social media. And that's the logic, right? Regular people will come hoping to see someone famous. But before WNBA players Courtney Williams and Natisha Hiedeman, that logic didn't apply during the 2025 All-Star weekend. They were publicly denied entry to their own after party, and it was all caught on a live stream. And this wasn't some terrible injustice. It was a dose of reality, and we're going to break it down, this embarrassing moment, and what it reveals about the players who think they are famous, but are really just multi-talented in the world of make-believe. Not only do they pretend to play basketball, but they also pretend to be celebrities. So the scene went down on Saturday night during the 2025 WNBA All-Star weekend in Indianapolis that took place this past weekend. And the Stud Buds, which they're known as you guys can see on the screen here when we'll get into the article in a minute, they had a revolutionary 72-hour live stream on Twitch, and they were showing us the after scenes and showing fans the behind the scenes of the whole WNBA All-Star movement and moment. And really, it was a way of being connected virtually without physically being there and still having an experience, which is phenomenal. And Angel Reese hosted an after party for the players, meant to be the place to cap off the weekend. And that's when Courtney Williams and Natisha Hiedeman, known as the Stud Buds on their Twitch stream, showed up. But when they got to the club, the doorman stopped them. He had no idea who they were. And clips from their live stream, you can hear them, as you heard in the clip that I showed you guys, trying to pull rank. Bro, we in a W, and we shouldn't even. We just got done at the All-Star game, and the message was clear: we are important. And the doorman wasn't impressed. Williams pushed back, saying, "So I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to be funny, but we should not be waiting in no line." She even name dropped Angel Reese, the host. And it didn't work. Security told them to wait outside like everyone else. And let's be honest, 2 professional athletes were kept out of a party because the people at the door had no clue who they were. And this just goes to tell you that sometimes ego and pride can take over. Just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean that standards or the way things are taking place when it comes to protocol and rules and how the process of how people are supposed to get into the nightclub, it absolves you from that very rule. It doesn't, right? We are in a crazier time than ever, and safety is more important. And if you look at the video, nobody else standing around seemed to recognize them either. While their peers were inside, 2 so-called all-stars were stuck on the sidewalk, basically being asked, "Who are you?" And it wasn't a sign of disrespect. It was a sign that they aren't just as famous as they think they are. Online, the reaction was split. You had people, some fans were outraged for them, but others were brutally honest. And the comment sections were filled with lines like, "Bet Clark could have got them in, and they need to bring Angel Reese or Paige Bueckers with them next time." And that brings me to this article, right? Share it on the screen. Bet Caitlin Clark could have got them in. WNBA fans troll Stud Buds duo Courtney Williams and Natisha Hiedeman for getting bounced from nightclub. So these were the WNBA fans reacting to Courtney Williams and Natisha Hiedeman, the Stud Buds duo, right? And you have individuals saying things. I bet Caitlin Clark could have got them in, a fan wrote. And then another fan wrote, if it was Cece, she'll be let in. A fan shaded Williams for thinking she was famous as LeBron James. Shawty thinks she's LeBron James. And then a fan posted a Steve Harvey crying meme saying, "Stud buzz after getting bounced right now." And then a fan suggested that they need to bring Angel Reese or Paige Bueckers with them next time. And then someone said these WNBA players trying to leech off Angel Reese and Clark. And a fan shaded both WNBA stars in the All-Star game. Wait, deny entry after the All-Star game? That's wild. So, and if you give a closer look, it says in the article, the separation between the real and professional lives of WNBA stars exists, and perhaps also because of necessity. However, what the Stud Buds duo, Natisha Hiedeman and Courtney Williams, did during the All-Star weekend was revolutionary. Right? They hosted their 72-hour live stream. I told you guys about that. And one of the highlight moments, and it was phenomenal because I'm going to give you guys a gist of the highlight moments. Fans spotted some of the favorite players, like Caitlin Clark was on the live stream, Angel Reese, and others at the same party. But at one point, if you really think about it, Caitlin Clark was the one that showed them the most love, and Sophia Cunningham. Where was really Angel Reese in the live stream? And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm always open to the possibility of being wrong. But at one point, Caitlin Clark had a few drinks. You guys can see in the article, even hilariously shouted into the camera before Leah Boston took it away. And then it was even lit enough where even the commissioner of the WNBA showed them love, Kathy Engelbert, and she was having a good time. And I want you guys to check this out. Right? It was being lit. Look.
Yeah.
You see it? You see it?
What?
Hey.
No.
Hey. You know what I'm saying? So that was getting lit. Right? And dancing and everything. Doing her thing. Enjoying the moment. Taking the steam off of this from the WNBA season and just appreciating each other, right? And that's what was phenomenal about this live stream. And like Clark said, what if we did that normally and you just never saw that about players staying out late, the weekends perhaps gave a different view about the players' lives, all thanks to Stud Buds. So that's just the gist of the overall weekend in their live stream and stuff like that, which was phenomenal. But I want to continue to say, as harsh as that sounds when they say, I bet Clark could have got them in, or they need Angel Reese or Paige Bueckers with them next time, it gets to the real issue. Presentation and professionalism. This isn't just about visibility, it's about behavior. I understand people do dumb things in their 20s, but Courtney Williams is 31 years old. At that age, you should know better. Your kindergarten teacher lied to you. Looks do matter. How you present yourself, how you speak, how you carry yourself, it all matters. If I showed you on my channel every day wearing a stained sleeveless shirt and talk nonsense, would you keep watching? Would brand sponsor me? Of course not. They trust that I won't embarrass them. And I'll tell you this step further. Every single day it should be evolutionary. You should be revamping yourself. You should always be ever evolving, right? You shouldn't be the same person you was in 2025 that you're going to be in 2026. Rather, that's upping your etiquette, upping your speech. And in my case, when it comes to content creator, I like to up my quality to give you guys the best presentation possible while adding value in you guys' lives, while also having a great, amazing conversation and just kicking it, right? So I'm not going to speak the same way as I was last year as I continue to try to professionally evolve while giving the best presentation, being able to articulate myself more effectively with the proper etiquette and things like that. And there's an old saying, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And if you want to be treated like a respected professional athlete, then act like one. And this isn't just about being authentic. The Stud Buds brand might be real to some, but to a potential sponsor, it looks like amateur hour. In a league fighting for every corporate dollar, perception is reality. The pressure should be on the players to elevate themselves in their league. You might not agree, and that's fine, but if you appreciate an honest take that cuts through the usual media narrative, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more analysis that isn't afraid to tell it like it is. And this is bigger than two players at a nightclub. It's a snapshot of the identity crisis within the WNBA. Some will tell you this world will never happen to, will tell you this will never happen to an NBA player, but that's not true, right? Look at Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram for their lack of professionalism. The media went after them, and rightfully so. But when it's WNBA players, the media often give them a free pass, and you can't criticize their behavior without being accused of being anti-woman. And this is exactly why the league struggles to be taken seriously. How you carry yourself matters. The All-Star Weekend isn't just a party, it's a corporate event designed to attract sponsors and build partnerships. It's still a product. This is still entertainment. You get out what you put in the entertainment. If you put out trash entertainment, you ain't gonna get backings from sponsors and stuff like that, and you won't get consumers, aka the fans, to tune in. And if your players are walking around representing the league like this, how do you expect anyone to invest? To be clear, there are players who get it. Caitlin Clark is a great ambassador. Angel Reese is a good public speaker when she's not being reckless online. Natasha Cloud, Nafisa Kalir, Skylar Diggins, Paige Bueckers, Aja Wilson are names that try to elevate the league's image. But then there are others who drag it down. And this is an incident is exactly what you don't want representing your brand. Is it phenomenal that they gave fans behind the scenes? Yes, but presentation matters. So what does this all mean? The clip of Courtney Williams and Natisha Hiedeman getting rejected from a party isn't a viral moment of secondhand embarrassment. It's a wake-up call about professionalism. This isn't about blaming a security guard who was just doing his job. It's about understanding that his inability to recognize two all-stars is a direct result of how they present themselves to the world. And their behavior is what's failing them. And they need to also realize that they're not beyond or better than any other person. So this can also be a humbling moment for them, because the reality is it doesn't absolve you for following the rules. You're just like everybody else. So this forces us to ask tough questions. Are these players doing enough to earn the respect they demand? And if they want to be seen as serious professional athletes, shouldn't they act the part? If I'm a brand, and there's no chance I'm investing in people who believes, I'm not investing in people who behave this way in a professional setting. You tell me, are these really the ambassadors the WNBA should be putting forward? And would you pay to see them? Would you trust them to represent your brand? Let me know in the comments. On that note, family, peace.